And welcome to Around the Table. It is a hump day here in the neighborhood.
Yes.
And
I can smell the weekend.
you can smell it.
Yes, I can smell the hind end of the weekend. We're almost there. We're almost there.
Boy.
There.
I thought you're supposed to smell the hind end of the weekend ending.
I don't know. I don't
It'd
know.
be the end of the weekend.
I don't know, and I don't care. Okay.
Well, why'd you say it?
I don't.
You do that sometimes.
What?
You take somebody there and say, I don't care. I'm not going there. Why are you bothering me?
I don't care. Look, in the whole scheme of things,
Yeah.
who really cares?
I think we all should care.
We do care a little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah.
We should care enough if we're if we benefit from it, right?
No, you should care anyway, whether you benefit from it or not. Don't go deep.
Oh.
Here we go. We're going deep, Dan. Good morning. Good Wednesday morning.
Good morning.
How
I'm
are
doing
you?
good. Hey, it's beautiful out today. It is a cool morning,
Yeah.
and it's supposed to be mid-80s today.
Yeah.
And that means that we're talking about the weekend coming up, and it's supposed to be good all through the weekend. So I'm going camping.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Do you like dirt camp?
No. Here's what I've got a pickup truck, and I don't like sleeping on the ground,
Right.
and I really don't like the whole concept of sleeping on the ground. Everything's you got to get down.
Yes.
And you got to get up, and you got to get down, and you got to get. So I bought this tent that fits in the back of the pickup truck. And so you just sit on the tailgate, you roll into the bed. You get up in the morning, you roll off the pickup bed.
Yes. You get down instead of get up.
Yeah, you get down, and you're up off the
Danny
ground.
getting down this weekend.
Yeah, you're getting. Yeah,
I like that.
you're going to get down.
I like that. I don't like well, see, I have a CPAP machine, so you can't plug into the dirt.
Yeah.
And if I don't sleep,
Yeah.
there's a cranky boy right there.
There's our guest.
All right, we're looking around.
Yeah, looking around for it. She's here today.
Yeah, the weather is looking really nice for the weekend.
It
sir.
is really looking really nice. Let's talk a little bit about it if you
Okay.
want. Mostly cloudy today through mid-morning, then gradually clearing. That means, does that mean the clouds are clear or the smog?
We don't have smog here.
We don't have smog?
No.
We have fog.
We do.
We have healthy fog.
Yes.
It's going to be high near 87 degrees, and then tonight, low 64. And what about Thursday?
Thursday looks like sunny, closer to 90. We'll take that.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Mostly clear around 67 Thursday night. Friday with a high near 84. And then let's look at Saturday.
Saturday.
Mostly sunny,
Yeah.
near 81. So, boom, you're going to get an 80-degree day on Saturday.
Yeah. And then the rain is supposed to come in on Sunday. It looks like a 40% chance of thunder showers. And it's only going to be high at 81. And then let's look Monday and Tuesday. It's kind of creeping back up to around 90 degrees. But chance of precipitation is in the forecast every day until Tuesday.
Well, and if we get some, great, because we probably need some. My yard is getting crispy.
Getting crispy.
Yeah, it was nice and green.
Yeah.
Now it's getting crispy.
Yeah. It's got that brown tone coming
Yes.
back. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's crispy when you walk on it.
Yeah. You have cows in your area, don't you?
Yeah, I do have cows.
Yeah.
They usually come on the weekends and leave a little fertilizer. Sunday is fertilizer
Well,
delivery day. Usually, I get up with a cup of coffee, open the door, and there's 10, 12 cows in my yard.
Yeah. Did they bring the flies?
No, just the fertilizer.
Okay, just a fertilizer. Okay. Well, that fertilizer
And
is good for your lawn.
It is, but it's in big round clumps.
Well, you got to get out there and work it.
What? I'm not going to work it.
Get a rake and spread it out.
Come
You
on.
know, that stuff's good for you.
It
You know,
is.
the Chinese, they do that.
They work it?
Well, they're, I don't want to go there, but they use all kinds of fertilizer,
No, exactly.
not just animal fertilizer.
Right.
But anyway.
Very, very nice.
But anyway, that's happening. I'm not sure. I got a couple posts from Ann on Facebook. Nothing personal, nothing directed at me. And she's probably wanting to avoid me completely.
Oh, yeah, I would.
So I understand.
no,
She's having a good time.
No jellyfish stings. No
Those things. So she kept talking about wanting to see the sharks up close and personal.
You
I
need-
said, "Are you going to be in a cage?"
yeah, you got to get in a cage.
No, but we like to get close. I go, what are you talking about?
No,
Those
no.
things like to eat what's ever in the ocean.
They do.
Yeah.
They just open up their mouth and
And,
devour.
and they're not discriminatory.
They are not.
and they don't like to cook their food.
They don't like to. They prefer it bleeding.
Bleeding.
They prefer an open sore.
You go bite that one, and the chum will be filled in the water, and we'll just start eating here in just a few minutes.
That's right.
Oh, my
you
gosh.
You nibble on the toes. We'll be
That's
fine.
horrible to think that
Poor-
she would be out there doing that.
Yeah,
but
but she loves it.
she loves it. That's her thing.
Okay, yeah.
And she drags her husband along with you. He enjoys it
Of
too.
course
I'm sure he
does.
does.
Yeah.
But anyway, hope she's having a good time, and she'll be back Monday.
Thank goodness I'm about tired of this. This staying late's really, really cramping my style.
Oh, this right here?
It's staying late, yeah. Working an extra hour. Yeah,
Oh, working
this-
an extra hour?
This is my It's,
Well, I'll write you a check.
oh, beautiful. I didn't know I was getting paid.
Well, no, you're not getting paid, but I'll write you a check. There's nothing in the bank account, but we'll do that.
Yeah, welcome to my world.
How about a ponder?
Okay.
Would you like to ponder
Let's go.
something this morning and see what kind of inspirational things are going?
Okay.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
Today's topic to ponder, I don't like this one. It's too wordy to me, but maybe someone will get something out of it. Describe your thoughts on the beauty of diversity.
Okay.
Is that your answer?
Thank you.
Okay.
Wow.
Diversity. That's the big word in today's diversity, equity, and inclusion.
You know, if you just, here's what I do. I just don't judge. I don't judge you. I
Right.
don't judge the little Andrus over there. I'm just not going to judge you.
Can't because I've got my own journey to go on.
Right. So diversity is diverse in itself.
But the beauty in diversity, I mean, I like contrast. I like contrast.
Right.
You know, an awesome photograph has a lot of diversity in it, a lot of contrast, a lot of things going on. And some photos, you look at them, you go, eh. And other photos, you go, I am so compelled to look at this photograph. So that's, to me, is a diverse thing.
Right. And
Yeah.
that shows the beauty.
And I like to meet diverse people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aren't they interesting?
Yeah.
I don't mean aren't diverse people interesting.
Diversity,
Yeah. The people. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
And it's I think that goes with anybody you meet, really. Mm-hmm. You experience their diversity just by talking to them.
Right.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, that is beautiful. And you start hearing a story. I mean, you can go watch a movie and you can kind of tell what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But when you talk to somebody in real life, you go, "Wow, I would have never thought that you would take that turn in life or
Right.
whatever."
Right.
So, and that's what's interesting about being in a social environment and looking at diversity and those kind of things.
Do you think at our I don't want to say or actually go. Do you think I'll start over? Do you think at our age that it's fun to meet as many people as you can during the course of a day and just interact with them? Isn't that the beauty of diversity
Yeah.
too?
Yeah.
I mean, because that's kind of like my thing. If I'm out in public, then I'm going to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm just going to talk to them and greet them, say hello, maybe strike up a conversation, maybe just pass and say hello, have a great day. Isn't that the beauty of diversity?
Sure. Yeah. There you go. You
know?
just defined what this topic to ponder was going to be all about today, and you found the answer
Wow.
for you.
Wow. Yeah.
Doesn't have to be the answer for everyone.
No, but I think that's it for me. You're exactly
Okay.
right.
That's your
I want to talk to, I want to meet, I want to touch somebody's life every day.
okay.
Every day. In a positive, good way. Just, hey, how you doing?
And you do that because it makes you feel good.
It does
You
make
get
me,
you get a benefit out of it, but you don't do it for the benefit because
No.
you're not demanding that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You do it unselfishly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good model. It's a good format to follow.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I
so
like
there
that.
you go.
That's about the only thing I like about you. Anyway, go to our Facebook page and at Around the Table and go to our little meme there. It says, describe your thoughts on the beauty of diversity.
Yeah.
And what's diversity mean to you? And why is it beautiful?
Right.
Yeah. Just do that.
And I'm glad we got to touch on some things.
Yeah. Did I get you out of your slump? You still feel bad about being here for an extra hour?
No.
Oh, you feel better now.
No, bottom line, I really like doing this. I really do, and I always have. Always have. It's
Well, you can't change now.
it's more fun than actually we should be allowed to have in 1 hour. And we do. We have fun. Don't look around. No one's
I
watching
was
us.
wondering, if people think that we're having fun, then they don't want to pay you for having fun.
They don't pay me anyway.
Yeah, they do. All right. Let's do some history.
Today in
How about it?
history.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
A beautiful place to put my wire. Can you pronounce his name?
I can. 50 years ago today, French stuntman Philippe Petit walked a tightrope which strung more than 1,000 feet in the air between the towers of the World Trade Center in New York City. When he came down, he spoke with reporters. He was arrested for that.
I cannot resist.
Yeah,
He
I
was
cannot
arrested.
resist.
Well, these guys, they put their wire up wherever. Same with the people that climb the buildings.
Yeah.
They're going to get
Well,
arrested.
it took him 2 or 3 days to do that. And he and his crew, they had to go up on both
sides,
both
right.
sides. And you know how he got the cable across?
I was going to ask that.
He had a bow and arrow with a rope on it.
No. you
No,
did not.
I'm serious.
Really?
I saw this 2 days ago.
Okay.
On this guy,
Okay.
and he showed the bow and arrow that he had. It wasn't a compound bow. It was just a simple,
Bo.
a bow. And he had a big ball on the end of the arrow, and he had a rope tied to it.
Yeah.
And he shot it across there. And there was another guy, and then they pulled the cable across and tightened it all up.
That's some scary
But
stuff.
he is actually, I saw him on Sunday morning. That's where I saw him, and he's like 80, and he gets on a tightrope. He's got one in his backyard. It's like 6 or 8 feet off the ground. Does it every day.
Do you watch CBS Sunday morning? Is that the show?
I do. Yeah,
Isn't that a great
it is
great
good.
show? I've watched it for years.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Okay.
Next one.
Okay, let's go.
This was 35 years ago. A small plane carrying Texas Congressman Mickey Leland and 15 others disappeared during a flight to an Ethiopian refugee camp. Leland's worried mother, Alice Rains, waited for the news at home.
So they found it 6 days later. No
Yeah.
survivors, and that's unfortunate. They were doing good stuff, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're heading to a refugee camp, either to help them or whatever. I mean, politicians do that stuff.
Yeah, they do.
They go places. They do. So, all right. Wow. 26 years ago on this day, Al Qaeda, whatever. Al Qaeda terrorists set off bombs at the American embassies in Nairobi, Kenya, and Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. A total of 224 people passed away. 12 Americans, more than 5,000 others were injured. That was CBS News correspondent Robert Berger. He was reporting from Nairobi on the aftermath. I barely remember that, but I do.
Yeah.
I do that. I remember it because it said embassies in Nairobi. So,
Yeah.
all right.
"26 years ago, back in 1998, Al Qaeda terrorists set off bombs at the American embassy in Nairobi, Kenya. And then this was President Clinton who gave one reason why the United States is a target for terrorism.
Because we're free. For some reason, they don't like that, so they want to keep.
Yeah, and we should remain free. We don't need our government changed. We don't need anything new. So people are talking about, we need to be progressive. We need to move forward, blah, blah, blah. Why?
We're free. That's bottom line.
Yeah, go back to the Constitution. All the bills that all these senators want to put in. I mean, that's their whole thing when they get in.
Well,
I'm authoring a bill with so-and-so.
Right.
Why do you need another bill?
Yes. Just follow along what we have.
Follow along what we have.
Right. Follow the bouncing ball.
Yeah, really.
Beck. I love that. John Miller on KNBR Radio 17 years ago today. Barry Bonds of the Giants hit his 756th home run, breaking Hank Aaron's career record. I'm not going to say anything about steroids. Oh!
Oops.
Oh!
You just did.
Did I go there? That's okay. It's a feat in itself.
I don't know if that record's been broken again.
No.
Has not been broken.
No.
Good for them.
17 years ago.
Somebody
Barry
will.
Bonds.
They'll have some extra steroids or whatever. Whoa! 2 years ago today, Democrats pushed their established $740 billion election year economic package through the Senate. The hard-fought compromise was less ambitious than President Joe Biden's original domestic vision, but it still met deep-rooted party goals of slowing global warming, moderate pharmaceutical costs, and taxing immense corporations. Vice President Kamala Harris on the final vote. What do you do with global warming? How do you fix it? I mean, they spend a lot of money on it. I mean, what do? Do you turn a switch on and it goes away, or?
No. I don't think you turn a switch on and it goes away, but you really have to analyze all that scientifically.
Yeah. Well, I know that.
And you can't just throw money at it.
Yeah, we could do things, but I don't think every country is going to help us do those things.
They're not. They're going to do their own thing.
Yeah.
And frankly, they don't care about the environment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is it a thing or is it not? You know what? After this planet was formed and everything that we've done to it, is there things happening?
Yeah.
Let the science tell us.
Yep.
There you go. You got the button push. Former FBI Director, Special Counsel Robert Mueller. He was born this day in 1944. 80 years ago, he had the big, infamous Mueller report about the Russian meddling in the 2016 election. There we did. We just threw money at something that really didn't bring forth much of anything.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Robert.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Jerry.
Hello, Newman.
Newman, Wayne Knight. One of my favorites from Seinfeld. He's 69 today. Happy birthday, Newman. Watch some Seinfeld reruns.
Yeah.
They are funny.
The truth is, I'm a hooker. And I'm trying to clean my life up here, go straight and Christian and all.
Actress Charlize Theron was born on this day in 1975, 49 years ago. She's 49 today. She nabbed a Best Actress Oscar for her portrayal on real-life serial killer Aileen Wuornos in Monster.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Some of these people I don't know.
I don't know.
Can't know
I don't
everyone.
know them either. No, you can't know everybody. We can think we can, but we can't know everybody.
Yeah, but I know this next guest. I'm
Oh.
going to meet her for the first time.
Okay.
Linda Apples, driven all the way over from Rogers, Arkansas. She's an author, and I think she does children's books and some other things that we're going to get her in here and talk about.
Very nice.
And excited to meet her and find out all about her. We'll do that in just a few minutes. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have Linda Apple. Stay with us.
Streaming live on Facebook and Hometown TV, channel 26.1.
And welcome back to Around the Table. We're privileged to have author Linda Apple in the studio with us today. She's driven all the way over from Rogers, Arkansas.
Yes.
And how's the weather over there in Rogers today?
Just like it is here.
Same.
Nice and cool.
Yeah, it's
cool
actually a
as well.
nice
For a
morning.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how was the drive? Do you have any construction going on, or?
No, I did
Don't
get
wanna
here
report
about
on any
45
kind of-
minutes early and just hung out at the Walmart
Okay.
parking lot, just in case.
Okay.
Because I've come down 412 before and there's been an accident or something.
Okay.
so.
Yeah. So you plan on having lunch here today?
No, I'm going to go back.
You're just going to go right on back?
take Winston to the vet.
Okay. Got your little pup there that you need to.
It's his yearly.
Oh, yeah.
Get his shots.
Yeah,
He's
we
not
all
gonna
do
be
that.
happy
We
about
all,
that.
that's right.
We all do that.
We all have
You
to.
have to all go get shots.
We have to check our pedigree every now and then, right?
Yeah. Well, we want to talk about your authoring skills, and I like to dig into deep on people that do writing. And what's the passion? What started it? Was it? Were you a little girl, or where did you know that you told yourself, I want to write?
All my writing life, most of the people, when I'd go to a conference, they would be literally born with the silver pen in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't start writing until my 40s. I've always loved words. I've always loved the power of words. I've had them all over my walls. But I have 5 children, and that was my life, is being
Yeah.
a homemaker
Right.
and a mother. But then when my last child graduated and left, essentially my job was downsized,
Oh yeah.
and I had to find something to do. And believe me, I had plenty of stories from raising 5 children,
Oh, I bet.
5 teenagers.
Yes.
I had PTSD,
Oh, boy.
post-traumatic stress, post-teenager stress syndrome. Yeah. So anyway, I started going to a little writing class because I
Yeah.
always liked doing that, and started selling personal experience stories to Chicken Soup for the Soul. I've sold 16
Oh.
stories to them. And I used what was called I was in a writer's group. I don't know if you're familiar with a man named Dusty Richards. Wrote 300 Westerns. He had a group, and so it's basically a fiction group. So I applied the fiction techniques to my nonfiction writing.
Okay.
And that's where it all got started.
Okay.
So I love the power of words. What was it Mark Twain said? A drop of ink may make millions think. And that's what I do. I'm an
Yeah.
inspirational speaker. And so that
Okay.
when you write, it's the most eternal thing you can do on this earth.
Now you are an inspirational speaker. Did you do that before writing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
And what did you inspire people when you did your talks?
I wanted people to understand their value and not to quit. Life is hard. Mm-hmm. And so you just, you pick it up and you go. I've done that now that is something I've done since I was a child. I was a cheerleader, not rah-rah, but I was always telling people, I was full of ideas. In fact, in
Okay.
school and in my young adulthood, people would see me walking down the hall, they'd turn around and leave because I was saying, you know what you could do? That makes some people uncomfortable sometimes. But anyway, so I love to inspire through my words, and I love to help people to a better life without them realizing that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I do with my children's books. Write cute, funny stories, but the kids themselves can say, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that happened to me," or I need to change that.
So you inspire people by changing the way they think.
Exactly.
Try to. Try
Or
to say
just-
that's not a bad thing. You shouldn't be thinking that way. This is a better way to think.
Yeah, without being preachy or teachy or judgmental. And I find a lot of things, it's just kind of like do no harm, and say, hey, have you thought about this? It's kind of like opening up new avenues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Beamer and I were talking about being judgmental,
Uh-huh.
and he says I try not to be the judgmental person. People
Yeah.
have their own journey. So
Yeah.
it sounds like that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, but it's hard not being judgmental.
Well, you really got to check yourself.
You really do.
Yes.
Yeah, I do all the time.
Yes.
Because
It's the easy way out. That's the easy way, because if you judge somebody, you're not looking at yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
you're not worried about whatever you're doing right or wrong, because you're judging somebody else. So if you don't judge that person,
Yeah, it limits your ability to see the value in somebody.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. So I want to validate people. I want them to see their value. But they may say something that I don't like or I don't agree with, and it's just kind of like a wall. I just run into a wall.
Yeah.
And I have to get around that wall somehow.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is to say, well, this is what I like about this person. They're really beautiful people.
Instead of being negative, you're being
Yeah.
really positive.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, and being
Yeah,
compassionate is a bigger reward than being negative about somebody.
Yeah. And especially now in
Oh,
this
yeah.
political
Oh, my gosh.
situation.
Yeah.
And in Facebook, on my Facebook page, every morning I put a quote and a picture to illustrate it, just something positive, because there's so much negative in social media. And then if I scroll and I start seeing things, that dark cloud start.
Oh yeah, right.
Which Linus? No. Pigpen, that
Big
dirt
pin.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
Big cloud.
Yeah,
Big cloud of
big
dirt.
cloud,
I
yeah.
got a cloud of dirt over my head, so I've got to say, okay, this is what's beautiful about this person. So,
Yeah. Well, let's talk about your children's books.
oh,
I
okay.
mean, how many have you written?
Well, I've got 7,
Okay.
and they're all about Mr. Winston.
Okay.
This got started because I never intended to be a children's author.
Right.
That was, I'm a women's fiction and inspirational nonfiction.
Now, do you like what kind of genre do you like? Do you like murder mysteries or
Well, women's
suspense
fiction
thriller?
is,
Or
as you can guess, it's about friendships and relationships.
okay, okay.
So my husband surprised me with a Scottish Terrier, and because we hadn't had a dog in years and years, so I loved watching Winston. Of course, in the writerly mind, nothing is just as it is. You think, what if this happens? I wonder what. So we were at camping, and we took him, and he was still a little puppy, and he saw a turtle. And this poor turtle had the misfortune of lumbering into our campsite. And so when he saw Winston, he, went to protection. And Winston was sniffing around and whining and pawing at him and jumping back and forth. And I thought, I wonder what he thinks that is. So I thought, he thinks it's a rock. And so he's looking at this rock. And all of a sudden, the turtle had all he could stand. So he popped out his legs, he popped up his head, and my dog jumped 5 feet in the air. Like, what the woof? What is this?
What the woof?
Yeah,
like
like
that.
wolf, yeah.
And then the turtle just lumbers out. And so I thought, now Winston thinks there's moving rocks. And where would moving rocks come from but outer space? So this is an alien, and we're being attacked. So on
So
Facebook,
you're doing science fiction.
well, for that
Yeah,
particular one.
okay.
So on Facebook, I made Winston's World Reporting, Moving Rocks. And so he writes, he always starts his stories with hi paw. And so he told the story, and it just went over like crazy. I had people
Oh, really?
saying they loved it, and they were literally writing to Winston. So
Oh, neat.
I had Winston reply to them as Winston.
Cool.
So every week, he had a report, Winston's World Reporting on something. And I had a person approach me, a publisher approach me and said, hey, have you ever thought of a writer? Because everybody's saying Winston needs a book. And I'm
Right.
thinking, what adult would read this book? Children, that's how far children's mind.
Yeah.
So anyway, he said, why don't you write this for children? And so I thought, that's a good idea. So now what I do is every one of his stories is an experience that I have seen him have, and of course I build on it.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
And then is Winston's wisdom, or Winston's words of wisdom, is what he learned from that situation. And then Winston wonders, and that is when he had this discussion questions. I had one grandmother write me and say, I've learned more about my grandchildren just after this book than I've known their whole lives, because there's leading guided questions.
Right.
Yeah.
And bring stuff out
And
in
they're
them.
not yes and no
Yeah.
questions. They're ones that require. And so a school picked it up in Pennsylvania, and they have that one book program, and they used it for their one book program for 2 years in a row.
Oh, nice.
It is nice.
Yeah.
The nice thing is that I know that I'm giving these children. I see them. You know, kids want to know. We all want to know. Hey, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah.
Right. We all
Yeah.
want to be noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And understood. Children want that too.
Yeah.
So this book is much like I
Okay.
see you, been there, done that, got the T-shirt.
So are all the books on Winston? Are they all 7 books on Winston?
All of them but one.
Okay. So you're branching out on different characters.
Well, the first one was my first attempt, but then
Okay.
the rest of them are Winston.
Okay.
He's got another one coming out in September. His Christmas book. He has a Christmas books too.
I see that book for a second. I'll do a close up on it here on the
Yeah.
camera.
I like the title on that one. It's something about he sniffs everything.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Oh,
it's,
the way he sniffs it.
it's
yeah.
like Winston's World, the way I see things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way he sniffs it.
Yeah, and then this is ARF, Winston's ARF-some real-life fables.
Love it.
Because he always ends everything with ARF.
Okay.
And
See, yeah.
Solander Press is who puts that out. Good group.
That's very cool. And you know, kids can relate to a character like that.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a dog?
Yeah, sure.
Well-
Or a cat or a mouse or whatever you write about, a rabbit. It doesn't
Animals.
matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can relate.
There's a story in here I watched. I have 4 chickens, 4 pet chickens, and one of them, Reba, I'd just gotten Winston groomed, and when they groom, they kind of groom under the tail, and he's a black dog, so I'm just going to leave it there. And this chicken saw his hiney and was like, "What is that?" Because they're the most curious things.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
she'd chase him and peck at him, and he's scooting, going again. What the woof? What's
Yes,
your problem?
yeah. The wolf.
Yeah.
And so
Oh,
I wrote
that's funny.
a story about bullying.
That's
Oh,
nice.
that's good.
So that
That's good.
was that just
That is so creative. You know, I've
Yeah.
always been enthralled with writing. I'm an avid reader. And I always took creative writing classes in school and wrote poems. And I should have been a songwriter and been rich.
Yeah.
But, you know, things happen. But I'm always, any type of the arts that I can't do, I'm always amazed with how you can just spew out stuff in the words of a dog like that or whatever.
oh, and he has his own language too.
Of course.
Believe me,
What
all
the
his own
woof?
words.
I may use that now.
Yeah. What the wolf?
What the
woof?
woof? You don't want to, you don't want to curse.
Yeah.
You can, but you don't want to.
Right.
So yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
this is outstanding. I love stuff like this.
Yeah. So you've written children's books and you've written other books. You want to talk a little bit about some other things you've done?
I do a lot of how-tos because
Oh, okay.
one of my passions is we all have stories. And remember, I had said that that's the most eternal thing you can do. Long after we've graduated from this life, our words remain
Yes.
if we write them down.
Yeah.
And they're kind of set in stone because what you speak can get convoluted, just kind of like
Oh,
air.
Yep.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So you have a story and you have a story.
No, we can't tell those though.
Yes, you can.
Oh no, you don't know.
can. Oh, yeah, I do. I've heard, I'm a Southern gal, I've heard it all. But it's just, we need to value our stories, but it's really hard for people to
Yeah.
find that story.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
you just think, nobody wants to hear what I have to say.
Oh, but
yes,
that's
they
not
do.
true. Yeah, it's not, yeah, they do.
I have a day planner of my grandfather, great grandfather. It was written in 1870s, and it's just 2 or 3 lines of what he did every day. And I mean, that's a treasure
oh,
to
wow,
me.
yeah.
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 And so it's a touch point. So if you do write your stories, and your great grandchildren or somebody else finds somebody finds Boots,
Yeah.
it's going to be a touch point, and it's just something we need to give
Right.
future generations
Yeah.
because things change so much.
Yeah, we do need to write that stuff down. I bought a book on Newton County history. My whole family homesteaded that area, and the book was written in 1950.
Uh-huh.
And you start reading some of the accounts, and they're just accounts of some of the families and different things. but the language in 1950 is much
Much
different than what it
different,
is
yeah.
today. And it was such a pleasure to read those stories and the way how their gaits were and their cadence and their language and
Yeah.
how the words they used. But yeah, it's that stuff's important. My mother, before she passed, she wrote her history down in a not so much a story wise, but just this happened, this happened, this I remember this, blah
That's
blah
great.
blah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still, and it's all handwritten, and I've thought about making that story into a novel or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But I guess you
if
can.
there's just, you can do it in novels. My aunt writes on a calendar. You can put it in cookbooks,
Yeah,
like you have favorite recipes and the story around that recipe. But John Gardner said, history never looks like history while you're living it.
it
Right.
doesn't. No, it doesn't.
And so the big thing comes to my mind is 9/11. You know, people are being born now that have
no clue,
idea
yeah.
what that is.
Yeah.
They can read about it and they can see pictures, but they don't know how it affected your life, and they don't know how it affected your life or my life and what we learned from it.
Yeah,
And that's one thing when I speak to people, I say, write down where you were, what you thought, and how it's changed you.
mm-hmm.
And some people, most people I know, it's changed them for the positive. Some it's negative. It's instilled in them a lot of fear, and that surprised them, and they had to deal with it.
Right.
Yeah.
But just JFK's death, I was a child,
Mm-hmm.
but still, I can tell you how it affected all the
Oh,
adults
yeah.
around me,
Yeah.
and what you learn from it. And if you stop and think what you learned from 9/11, mine is, who expected a jet to fly through their office?
Never
Right.
in a million years. No.
Yeah.
How many things were left undone that morning?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Thinking I'll handle it when I get home.
Yeah.
That argument
That's
or
true.
whatever.
Yeah.
So that has changed me. When I leave my house, I make sure everything's done. Everybody understands that we're good. I love you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's a good thing. Good thing.
I like
Before
that.
before we go, what's next for you?
I am going to Italy, and I'm going to
Okay.
be working on a guided journal, inspirational guided journal. I do have another Christmas. Winston he's my co-author.
Got it.
He has another book coming out, Christmas book, and we have this fabulous writers conference, Ozark Creative Writers Conference.
Okay.
That if anybody wants to be a writer or is a writer, we have probably one of the best lineups we've ever had. We have Stephen James, who's he's written everything too, from children to plays to inspirational, big on the thriller market, and he's going to be our keynote. He's fabulous.
Where's
But
this gonna be?
anybody's interested, pardon?
Where is it going to be?
In Eureka Springs.
Eureka Springs. Okay. And
So it's-
that's in October.
October, the second
Yeah.
weekend in October. Just go to www.ozarkcreativewriters.com for all the information you need.
Yeah.
Or the Ozark Creative Writers Facebook page.
Yeah.
Scott, But
Well,
great,
if
great
you've
conference.
if you've been wanting to be a writer, this is probably the perfect place to
It
to
is.
connect.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, there are no strangers among writers, and we're all weird. And because we're all weird,
that.
we enjoy the company. We can say what
Right.
we want
Yes.
without someone.
Right. It's not going to affect them.
Yeah, they're not going to kind of step
No,
away.
that's right.
you
Blurt it
yeah,
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
And
good.
the creative energy's
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
You need to come.
There you go. Well, Linda, thanks so much for driving all the way down from Rogers.
Oh,
We
my
appreciate
pleasure.
you.
Thank you for having me.
And we've got we've interviewed several other people in that's going to be at that conference, and I think one of the authors is going to be here the Friday before
Oh, who?
to come down.
He doesn't remember.
I doesn't.
Look
I
at
don't
him.
remember. He's from
Look at him.
he's from Kansas City, I think, but he knows this area.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember
Well,
his name.
that's
I'm
okay.
so sorry. Yeah, I've got a whole list of them.
I'll watch
so,
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
stuff.
Thank
Thanks,
you. Yeah,
Linda.
very
Appreciate
interesting.
you very
Thank
much.
you.
And have a safe trip back.
I will. Thank you.
We'll be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back to Around the Table. We have some events that we could talk about.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you've got any of those out there.
You know what? I did. They're in my pile under the counter. You go ahead.
That's all right. That's fine.
I'll work around you.
This Saturday, they've got an ATV rodeo at the Jasper Fairgrounds.
Oh, our friends in Newton County.
Yeah, take your RV down, not your RV, but your ATV down there if you want to be involved in that. And then on the 8th, this is November. Don't want to do that. August 19th, they've got a livestock show at the Newton County. We're talking about Newton County
Sure.
Fairgrounds. They're doing a livestock show. And then they've got a rodeo coming up. Where is that rodeo? Rodeo. On the 16th of August, they've got a Wood Motor Company's got a truck and tractor pull.
Ooh, yeah.
At in Jasper. And then they've got that rodeo. Where's my rodeo? I had it right here. It's.
I'd help you, but I don't have the papers. That's okay.
It's right here.
There it is.
It's the 22nd and the 23rd. They're having the Jasper Rodeo.
Okay.
And that's sponsored by the Ramsey Motor Company. And then they're having a John Valines Memorial Bull Jam on the 22nd.
Oh, that's where all the bulls come and you have to ride. It's all bull.
Would you like to ride a bull?
As long as they're snot slinging dirt.
Slinging cuckoo caca?
Snot slinging, ground pounding.
Yeah. And then tomorrow we're going to have somebody here to talk about the
Larry. Is Larry coming in?
Larry, yes.
Yeah. Larry Martin.
Larry Martin's going to be talking about the Northwest Arkansas Bluegrass Festival. That's the 52nd annual, August 15th, 16th, and the 17th. It starts at 6:30.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And,
you know what they do for the breakfast table? They come in and play live.
Were they coming in next week?
Probably so. Sharita's taking care of that,
She's getting it all set up. So if you want to listen to some pre-music.
Oh my gosh, it's like my own concert.
Yeah,
bluegrass.
And they sound good in here.
Yeah,
they do.
They do.
And ticket prices are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's Thursday $10, Friday $10, and Saturday, which is the big day.
Yeah,
it's a little more. It's $12. But if you want a 3-day pass, $25 gets you in.
Can't beat that. And they do such a good job up there every year.
Yeah. And we're going to do a rundown. What I'm always amazed at is they get some pretty good acts from all across the country.
Yes, they do.
And they come in here and it's kind of a cool jam thing. You go up there and you sit around in lawn chairs, and if you bring your fiddle, you can play with some of these guys.
All you got
they
to
like
do,
to jam the whole time.
Right. If they're not on stage, they're around, sitting around in their camp chairs.
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding
Yeah.
ding 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 ding. I'm going around the mountain when she comes.
And Larry's going to be in here tomorrow. He's going to be going
That's fun.
over the lineup, and we'll talk more about that when he gets here.
I'll try not to sing.
And then August 24th, they've got a 28th annual charity golf tournament that's coming up. It's a 2-person scramble. It's going to be at the Big Creek Golf and Country Club and Mountain Home.
Yeah.
And it starts at 8:30, shotgun start. And if you're interested in doing that, you can go to register. You can go to rvest.com and then look for the charity golf clickable link.
Oh.
And you can find it there.
There you go.
All right.
And they have Zach Williams coming to the Bill Baker Amphitheater August 24th.
Yeah, I had that
It's
somewhere.
their 50th anniversary, and Zach Williams is going to be performing live. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And he was, he just doesn't come here for every day.
Well, he went to North Ark.
Yeah.
Zach Williams.
Yeah.
That's why.
So he's
coming back home.
Yeah.
That'll
So
be
it's-
good stuff.
Yeah. And I think the story was they called him and says, yes, I'm coming back to Harrison.
You bet.
So he's got a love for this place. We're going to take another break. Before we do, if you're looking for something wonderful and delicious.
Are we talking ice cream?
Head
No
on
wonder
over-
I don't want to come in here because it makes me fat. But that's okay. Ice cream is good fat.
Head on over to Paradise Ice Cream for homemade ice cream experience. They have over 20 flavors, including non-dairy, vegan flavors that are always homemade.
Yes, that's key right there.
That's it.
That is.
And it's delicious. When you make stuff that's homemade, I mean, your mouth waters.
Good thing for me, I'm not in town long enough in the morning before they open, because I would swing by and get a pint of black cherry,
There you go.
and I don't think it would make it home. Seriously, I'd have to buy 2, one
Do
for
they
the
give
road.
you? Do they give you a spoon?
Oh yeah, a little wooden
Little
one that breaks. You just got to squeeze the carton and eat it like an apple.
They're located just north on Main Street, next to Merchandise Outlet, and when you go there, you're on your way to paradise.
Oh my goodness, Paradise Ice Cream.
Let's take another break, and we'll be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back. We have just a few minutes remaining.
Uh-huh.
So I thought we would kind of dig into what today is.
What is today?
Today is National Beach Party Day.
Oh, yeah. It's the same day as Sea Serpent Day. But if you party on the beach, you don't have to worry about what's in the water.
Now you lived on the West Coast for a while, didn't you?
Oh,
Lived
yeah.
in California?
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever go to the beach?
Oh, all the time. Zuma, baby. Zuma 4.
Was it the beach like when you see pictures of the beach, it's all sandy and nice and clean. Was it kind of dirty at times?
At times. But you know what? In recent years, I've been back, they clean the beach. They have those machines that sift the sand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's not a bunch of crap in there.
Well,
It's
even
nice.
some of the stuff like the jellyfish,
The
and stuff,
seaweed and stuff.
Seaweed,
yeah,
jellyfish,
you know what?
yeah.
That's why I didn't like the ocean, because you'd go in the water as a kid.
Yeah, and all that
you-
crap.
It would wrap around your legs, and you
Yeah.
can't see, and you don't know what it is, and there's scary stuff in the ocean.
Yeah, there's stuff that wants to eat you. We
I'm
talked
glad-
about that earlier.
Right. I'm glad my dad bought a boat, and we became lake people.
Oh, you went out on? You didn't go to the ocean. You went to the lake.
After my dad bought a boat, yeah, but we still went to the ocean every now and then. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I go
Well,
there
just
as
for
an
fun.
adult. Yeah, I only walk in the water's far enough to pee now. That's it.
Okay.
I'll get
No
in.
one does that but you.
Whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but the thing of it is, when you see people on the beach, I mean, some people are swimming, but I mean, I would be petrified of a riptide
Oh my gosh.
because
yeah.
I'm not a great swimmer.
When the water goes back out and pulls
Yeah,
the sand out from under
yeah.
your feet, yeah, and that's normal. You're like, this is not for me. Let's go to the lake.
Yeah, let's go to the lake where we don't do that.
Yeah.
So it's also National Sea Serpent Day.
Yeah, yeah.
Sea serpents. It's
Sea
like
serpent, like
the
it's
Loch Ness.
No,
monster?
that was in a lake, buddy. Come on,
Oh,
get it right.
That's not part of the sea.
No, I don't think
It's
it
a-
was. I don't think it was.
It was
The
a
Loch
loch.
Ness.
Okay.
Google it, bro.
I know. I've did a little study on the Loch Ness monster, and the water there is like 1,000 feet deep.
See?
It's deep.
Yeah, that is deep.
Yeah.
Dun dun, dun dun. You hear the Jaws theme in your head. Whew.
Purple Heart Day, honoring the men and women of the
Hmm.
U.S. military who were wounded in action and served with merit.
Yes, with merit. Key right there.
Merit, yeah. Also, National Lighthouse Day.
I did a lighthouse noise today. I don't know if people. Yeah,
How-
people.
how's it?
I don't know. That's more like a foghorn, which is what they blow
Yeah.
because you don't want it. I mean, there's rocks there. There's rocks.
You know, they've got a lot of lighthouses on the Gulf Coast,
Oh, really?
and you can go up in some of
How
those.
cool
those
is
are
that?
really cool.
I'd like to go like in Maryland or seaboard, eastern seaboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of those old ones up there.
Good
It's
stuff.
also the National Chicago Rubber Duck Race.
Sure. they put
They're
that-
unleashing 100,000 rubber ducks in the Chicago River for the annual Ducky Derby.
I hope they don't get salmonella.
Yeah, don't be diving in that water. It's probably pretty filthy. And it's also at the Olympics, the gold medal events today in artistic swimming, men's boxing, and 35 kilometer.
Yeah. They're getting ready to
Kilometer.
wrap that up. Wrap that up.
Hey, have a great day, everybody. We'll
Yeah.
see you again tomorrow.
Woo-hoo.